what's up, gamers? Well, yes, I know it's been a while since I pretty much did any videos, but, well, as you all heard, the Nintendo Wii, the first Nintendo Wii, not the Wii U, has officially closed its doors. Yep. And in my opinion, yeah, the Nintendo Wii may have had its ups and downs. For the most part, most of Nintendo's licensed games, with the Nintendo seal of approval, those were usually the best ones. Because the third-party support was pretty lacking for the most part. Yeah, you can say that. In my opinion, like most other people, I love the Nintendo Wii. It's a very underrated console, and I think it had a pretty good span. I guess now with the Wii U out now, well, I guess that's the reason why it's closing its doors. But as you know, I was a big fan of the Nintendo Wii. I thought it was amazing for its time. I mean, how else can I have loved the Nintendo Wii? I mean, how else could you believe me on that one? Christ, I do Wii Remote reviews, for God's sake. I mean, come on. So, I figured, you know what? If they're going to close their doors, I might as well close my doors with the top 10 list of the best, and I mean, this is it. The final list, and I know I've done this many times before, but this is the doozy. This is the one that I've chosen top 10 best Wii games out of all the span of the Nintendo Wii. Now, as you probably heard before from many users, including myself, please refrain from negative comments. This is just my choices, but I'm trying to be fair here and give every other game series a chance, but most of them are going to be Nintendo licensed games. And no, I'm not going to go too crazy this time because I know there's a lot of good Mario games, but I'm trying to be fair this time, so please refrain from any negative comments. So here we go. And excuse the lack of gameplay footage and excuse the fact that they might be short, but hey, I'm only going to be here for a certain amount of time doing this list. I mean, Christ, I can't be here all day and all night. So here we go. Number 10, Kirbys Return to Dreamland. What do I like about this game? Well, if you didn't like Kirby's The Epic Yarn, I would go for this one. It may be a little bit pricey at about $40 to $50, but hey, it's worth it. My only biggest complaint is, it's a little too easy. But the best part, if you love the old school Kirby games, it should make you feel right at home with the 2D side-scrolling action, sort of like Super Mario Brothers. Wii. Number 9. Punch-Out! Yeah, if you see my review on this one, I don't think I gotta give much of a description on it. It's old school style, whether you're using the Wii Remote to punch with the nunchuck, or hey, you can tip it to the side and go old school style, NES style. Brought back most of the fighters, right? Don't have to say much more there. Number 8. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Again, reviewed this one. Don't have to give much description. Old school style Donkey Kong Country. The only thing that's lacking is the fact that it's not produced by Rare. And yeah, it doesn't have most of the villains, but still, it's a fun game. 2D side-scrolling action with some background effects and 3D elements. Should make you feel right at home. Makes you pound your chest even harder. Number 7. Sonic Colors. Yes, this in my opinion is the first Sonic game that brought Sonic right out of the gutter after all those crappy Sonic games, especially the god-awful 2006 one on 360. Followed by the Sonic and the Secret Rings, which suffered horrible controls, and then of course Sonic and the Black Knight, which pretty much sucked just as bad, if not even worse. This one has better controls and, well, just plain overall better gameplay and storyline and such. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Great game. Definitely check it out if you're a Sonic fan. Number 6. Wii Sports Resort. Yeah, I know, it's a Wii Sports game, but in my opinion, if you liked Wii Sports and you wanted more out of it, well, here's your answer. This one's got a lot more games. The only annoying thing is having to hook that Emotion Plus and make, off and on. Unless you buy the Wiimote Plus. That eliminates the need to have to do that. But overall, it's a great game. Great variety. If you see my review, like I said before, go for it. It's well worth it. Number 5. Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, aren't you surprised this is the first Mario game out of the whole list that I've mentioned? But it's a Mario Kart game, not an adventure game. Even though it has most of the race courses, it, well, pretty much has the most variety you'll ever see out of a Mario Kart game. The online's awesome, and what more can you say? It's got the wheel, which, as you heard before, sucks in my opinion. Okay, don't go ballistic if you disagree with me. I prefer using the Wiimote and Nunchuck. Okay? And there's different ways of using it, which you can also use the GameCube controller, for Christ's sake. I mean, how many more varieties of gameplay and controls do you need out of this game? Great game overall. Number 4. Okay, what is the best Metroid game on the Nintendo Wii? I like the other M, but it was underrated. I did like Metroid Prime 3, but come on. Is there a better way of playing Metroid Prime 3 with the first 2 games? If you can't choose, you know what? Go for this one then. Metroid Prime Trilogy. Christ, how much better can that get? Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about the first 2 Metroid games with GameCube controls. I prefer the more smoother, slicker Wii controls because, well, it makes for some pretty awesome first-person shooting effects. What more can you ask for? Great first-person game overall. All 3 bundled in 1 disc. Not on 3 discs, but 3 on 1 disc. Can't go wrong. It is a little pricey, I will admit, and it can be tough to come by, but if you manage to get your hands on this one, well, go for it. Number 3. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Oh boy, the wait for this one was agonizingly painful. Yeah, there was a lot of countless delays, but it was well worth it. Between all the character selections, Sonic's first appearance with Mario, and pretty much every other character on this game, and Kid Icarus was even brought back, or I should say Pit, for the first time in God only knows how long. Great game, great multiplayer fighting game, action, and online. Yeah. This and Mario Kart were the only 2 memorable games for having online with the Nintendo Wii. Aside from that, the Wii is pretty lacking with Wi-Fi for the most part. Great game overall. Number 2. Legend of Zelda: The Skyward Sword. Okay, now I did mention I love Twilight Princess, but the graphics and the controls were most of the time pretty fluent. But I like this game better. I don't know why. I guess because the graphics may be animated more like Wind Waker, but, you know, they're more colorful and appealing to the eye. And the Wii motion controls were a lot more fluent and a lot more realistic. I mean, yeah, this and Wii Sports Resort were the only 2 games that I recall that required the Wii Motion Plus and made great use of it. Considering the sword effects were more realistic. I mean, the way you move the controls and the more sensitivity that it has in it, I mean, what more can you ask for? And the music soundtrack, especially when you're flying on the bird, wow, it was awesome. I do hate, like most other, Zelda fans, that the beginning has too much dialogue, and people can complain about the controls all they want, but trust me, they work fine. Okay? In fact, most of the dungeons in comparison to Twilight Princess, they're a lot harder in this game. And, well, maybe challenge is what Zelda really needs. And for the most part, well, it's a Zelda game. And I thought it was awesome. It was incredible. The storyline was great. It was one of the best Zelda games I've ever played. And I'd say some parts were kind of simple, though, trying to find the heart pieces and the boxes and everything. So I'd say it's well balanced in a perfect manner. One of the best Zelda games. I would definitely recommend it to most people. Yeah, it comes with a CD on disc too, but it's pretty lacking. The game is the most important part, trust me. And number 1. Okay, now that I haven't mentioned a Mario adventure game, you're probably expecting it at number 1, right? Well, let's think for a second. Yeah, Mario Brothers Wii, it was good. I liked its side-scrolling adventure. The multiplayer is more for people that have a sense of humor, but it's not the greatest Mario game. But I love Mario Galaxy. That was just magnificent. But what could be better? Oh, I know. How about a sequel? Yeah, a sequel with more challenge, more variety, and even the addition of Yoshi. And is it really too much like the first one? No. Well, I'd say the first one was more for people that, wanted an easier game. This one is for people looking for more of a challenge. And boy, oh boy, did it deliver it. Yeah, it delivered more of a challenge than you can ask for. And yes, just like Donkey Kong Country Returns, if you think that some of the levels are too hard, of course it's got, the super guide. And yeah, dang it, the levels can be pretty damn hard. The boss fights can be hard. So yeah, overall, if you're looking for a challenge, much more challenging game than the first one, well, here you go. Here's your answer. Best game on the Nintendo Wii, still a great soundtrack, still overall a great Mario adventure game that blasts off through the stars, through space and time. Well, maybe not time, but you get my point. those are my top 10 best Nintendo Wii games. You can comment all you want, but please, as I said before, please refrain from leaving negative comments. Until next time, happy gaming.
Get over here!